The room was electric, every eye glued to the stage, breaths held collectively across millions of screens. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Not him, not Barron. But there he stood, calm as midnight, about to drop words so sharp they'd cut through years of silence and change everything we thought we knew. Before diving deeper into the seismic waves caused by Barron's unexpected debut, let's take a moment to peel back the layers surrounding this intriguing young man, born into a world where every move is scrutinized under the harsh glare of public opinion. Barron Trump has always danced on the periphery of fame. Unlike his siblings, who have each carved out distinct identities in various arenas, from fashion to politics, Barron remained the silent observer, choosing a path less traveled by staying largely out of the limelight. His early years were marked by a quietude that spoke volumes. While other children his age grappled with the complexities of growing up under constant media surveillance, Barron seemed to navigate these turbulent waters with a grace that belied his years. Educated privately, he was shielded from much of the chaos that swirled around his family, allowing him to cultivate interests far removed from the political arena that defined his father's career. Rumors of his academic prowess and athletic abilities occasionally surfaced, painting a picture of a well-rounded individual whose talents extended beyond the confines of his famous surname. Yet, despite, or perhaps because of, this carefully maintained distance, curiosity about Barron only grew. Speculations ran rampant. Was he simply biding his time, waiting for the perfect moment to step into the spotlight, or did he harbor ambitions entirely different from those expected of him? These questions lingered unanswered, fueling a narrative that painted Barron not just as a son of privilege, but as a mystery wrapped in enigma. This backdrop sets the stage perfectly for understanding the magnitude of his recent emergence. When Barron finally chose to speak, it wasn't merely a teenager stepping up to address the nation. It was the culmination of years spent observing, learning, and preparing. Every word he uttered carried the weight of unspoken stories and untold truths, resonating deeply with a populace hungry for authenticity amidst a cacophony of noise. Thus, when Barron took to the podium, he wasn't just delivering a speech, he was unveiling a part of himself that had been hidden away, waiting patiently for its cue. The nation watched transfixed as the boy who once stood quietly in the wings stepped boldly center stage, ready to rewrite the script of his own destiny. As Barron Trump stepped up to the microphone, the atmosphere shifted palpably. The room, previously abuzz with murmurs and the clatter of camera shutters, fell into an anticipatory hush. All eyes were fixed on him, a young man who had grown up in the shadows, but now stood illuminated under the stark lights of national attention. With a steady hand, Barron adjusted the microphone, his movements deliberate and unhurried, exuding a confidence that belied his years. He began with a voice clear and resonant, immediately commanding the attention of everyone present. "Good evening," he started, his tone measured yet imbued with a subtle warmth that disarmed even the most skeptical listeners. As he continued, the initial lines of his speech hinted at themes of unity and resilience, setting a tone that promised depth and sincerity. However, it was when he veered into uncharted territory that the true impact of his words began to unfold. Barron addressed the challenges facing the nation with a maturity that startled many. He spoke of economic disparities, educational reforms, and environmental crises, weaving personal anecdotes with policy proposals in a manner that felt both intimate and informed. Each point he made was punctuated with statistics and real-world examples, showcasing a level of preparation and insight that few had anticipated from someone so young. The turning point came when Barron tackled the issue of political polarization. With a poignant metaphor comparing the nation to a quilt made of diverse patches, he urged Americans to embrace their differences rather than fear them. "Our strength lies not in our sameness, but in our diversity," he declared, his voice rising with conviction. This statement, delivered with such earnestness, drew spontaneous applause from parts of the audience, breaking the spell of silence that had enveloped the hall. Critics and supporters alike found themselves leaning forward, captivated by the clarity and courage of his message. Veteran journalists scribbled furiously, trying to capture every nuance of his delivery, while social media erupted with live reactions and commentary. Hashtags related to Barron's speech began trending worldwide, reflecting the global reach and resonance of his words. What set Barron apart was not just the content of his speech, but how he delivered it. There was a raw honesty in his expression, a vulnerability that connected with people on a fundamental level. He didn't shy away from acknowledging his own doubts and fears, which paradoxically strengthened his appeal. By sharing his vulnerabilities, Barron humanized himself, transforming from a distant figure into someone relatable and real. As he concluded, Barron paused, letting the weight of his final words settle over the audience. "We stand at a crossroads," he said, his gaze sweeping over the crowd, "and the choices we make today will define the legacy we leave for future generations." The room erupted into applause, a standing ovation that seemed to echo through the very halls of power. In that moment, Barron Trump did more than deliver a speech. He ignited a spark of hope and possibility. His performance was a masterclass in oratory skill, blending substance with style in a way that left an indelible mark on all who witnessed it. As the cameras flashed and the audience cheered, it was clear that Barron had not only met the high expectations set before him, but had surpassed them spectacularly. The ripple effects of Barron Trump's speech spread faster than wildfire, igniting conversations in living rooms, coffee shops, and social media feeds across the country. Within minutes, hashtags like #Barron2024 and #Truth from Trump trended globally, dominating Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Memes flooded timelines, ranging from tongue-in-cheek predictions of Barron running for president to heartfelt tributes, calling him the voice of a new generation. Even late-night talk show hosts couldn't resist jumping on the bandwagon, with Jimmy Fallon quipping, "A move over, Greta Thunberg. There's a new kid saving the world one speech at a time." But it wasn't just the internet that lit up. News anchors scrambled to dissect every line of his address, replaying clips ad nauseum while pundits debated whether this marked the beginning of a political dynasty or the end of traditional power structures altogether. On CNN, Anderson Cooper described Barron's delivery as mesmerizing, while Fox News' Tucker Carlson called it a calculated move to reshape the Trump brand. Meanwhile, MSNBC Rachel Maddow leaned into the emotional undertones, highlighting how Barron's vulnerability struck a chord with viewers weary of performative politics. Social media influencers joined the fray too, with some framing Barron as a symbol of Gen Z's quiet rebellion against outdated norms. One viral TikTok video juxtaposed clips of Barron speaking alongside scenes from dystopian movies, captioned, "Is this the hero we need?" Another creator posted a mock campaign ad featuring Barron, complete with soaring music and dramatic slow-motion footage of him walking toward the camera. It racked up millions of views overnight, spawning countless parodies and spin-offs. On Reddit, threads analyzing Barron's rhetorical techniques spiraled into heated debates about the future of American leadership. Users dissected everything from his use of metaphors, or the quilt analogy hit differently, to his vocal cadence. He sounds like Morgan Freeman narrating a documentary. Some commenters praised his ability to balance optimism with realism, while others questioned whether his polished performance was authentic or rehearsed to perfection. Either way, no one could deny the sheer magnetism of his presence. Even celebrities weighed in. Taylor Swift tweeted, "I don't usually get political, but if Barron runs for office, I might have to register as a Republican," sparking a wave of replies from fans joking about a hypothetical crossover into conservative politics. LeBron James shared a clip of Barron's closing remarks, adding, "This kid gets it. Leadership isn't about titles, it's about action." Amidst the chaos of reactions, one thing became crystal clear. Barron Trump had transcended his role as a presidential offspring. He wasn't just another name in the news cycle, he was a cultural phenomenon. People weren't just discussing what he said, they were grappling with what it meant, for him, for the Trump legacy, and for the nation itself. And yet, beneath the surface-level buzz, deeper questions simmered. Was this speech a one-time event, or the first step in a larger plan? Did Barron truly believe in the ideals he espoused, or was he playing chess on a board none of us fully understood? To answer these questions, we need to dig deeper and uncover the truth behind the headlines. To understand the full scope of Barron Trump's speech, we must venture beyond the polished rhetoric and explore the intricate web of strategy that likely paved the way for this historic moment. It's tempting to view his address as a spontaneous act of brilliance, but closer examination reveals a meticulously orchestrated campaign designed to maximize impact and reshape perceptions. From the timing of the event to the symbolism embedded in his words, every detail was crafted with precision, a testament to the unseen forces guiding Barron's ascent into the public eye. Let's start with the timing. Barron's decision to step into the spotlight couldn't have come at a more pivotal juncture. With political tensions reaching a fever pitch and trust in leadership eroding, the nation craved authenticity. Enter Barron, a fresh face untainted by scandal or partisan mudslinging. By positioning himself as a bridge between generations, he tapped into a collective yearning for renewal, a desire to believe that change is possible, even in the darkest of times. Choosing this moment wasn't happenstance, it was a calculated gamble, leveraging the perfect storm of societal unrest and media saturation to ensure maximum visibility. Then there's the venue, the choice of location, a grand hall steeped in